April 12th, 2010, Foxhole Radio. I've been playing around with this thing, trying to get it to work. Well, actually, I assembled it over a couple weeks, and it pretty much worked on the second try. I wasn't expecting it to. These are all materials that a GI in a Foxhole could have gotten a hold of for the most part. Well, I say for the most part because nowadays you couldn't find this readily, which is a high impedance earplug. But back then all the headsets would have been of this type, which has a ceramic coated disc inside. Takes very little energy to drive this particular earplug. So that being said, let's see, we got a razor blade, we got a little stub of a library pencil, and a bent, this was a safety pin bent, thumbtacks and paper clips, and that's about it. For ground, okay, I cheated a little bit. I used a modern plug outlet. I snipped off the blades here, obviously, and I even filled in the holes with some with a hot glue gun, so that's perfectly safe and gives very good ground. But you know, a guy back then could have just driven a rod into the ground and connected that way. For the antenna, I've got some 22 gauge wire, and ideally this is a 50-foot strand. You can go up to 500 feet on that to add to the antenna. I don't know if there's anything gained beyond 500 feet. That's just what I read in the instructions. I've just got it hanging on a peg here on a nail because there's a monster station here, and especially since the sun went down, there's no problem getting it to tune in. And then I've got some Creativity lubricant. Okay, let's see. Move the pencil to the... something has to do with the crystalline structure of the metal of the razor blade. And when you find the sweet spot with the pencil, I don't know, it just works. That's what I always make it work. So you should be able to hear this. Okay. So now I'm going to move the pencil, and the station will drop off, and then I'll try and put it right back to that sweet spot. In fact, I'm just guesstimating though because now I can't hear it. Okay. So now the station should be bumped off, and I'm just going to guess. Let's see. It was right about in there, I think. Okay. Like I said, monster station. It's nighttime, so reception is pretty easy to get a hold of. I would like to experiment a little bit further with making a speaker with materials, you know, to try and get around this thing. I've read about how to make materials with magnets and a coil of copper. I'll try that, and yeah, maybe refine the circuitry a little bit. There's a lot of fascinating information on the internet. If you're interested in trying something like this, start out with Foxhole Radio. Just Google that in, and that's that.